Hi everyone, and welcome to the last instalment of the introduction to the Freedom Programme. So the last session of the Freedom Programme, which is week 11, we go through the warning signs. So basically we talk about getting a new boyfriend and what would we see? What signs would we see? So what will I be able to see in the first 2 weeks of a new relationship? The warning signs. So of the bully, the jailer, the head worker, the persuader, the liar, the bad father, the king of the castle, and the sexual controller. And we go through each one of those. And as always, I'm not going to go into that too much, but we discuss what sort of signs we would see, what tactics. And having done the programme, having done the Freedom Programme, it should be a lot clearer to the women that have participated in the programme to be able to recognise those warning signs. And then we always finish the session up with a celebration, and the women receive certificates. But going back to the actual last session, it's just a very good opportunity to recap on everything. Of course, we might not see those warning signs in 2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks is a very short space of time, and when we do see them, if we see them, they come in clusters. They wouldn't just be one example. There would be several all at the same time. And whereas we might have before felt quite uneasy about that, but we've ignored it, hopefully by the time you've completed the programme, you won't ignore those signs anymore. And I always give out resources as well, or point people towards my website, which has got lots of resources on it. And one of the things that I advise women to do is to, if they get a new boyfriend, a new partner, and they're worried and they're just not sure, then I advise them to make a Clare's Law application. Now I decided I'm going to put on much more detailed description of what Clare's Law is on my website. So once I've done that, I will put the word out that it's on there to everyone. But just in summary, Clare's Law was brought about because of a young woman that was murdered by her partner, that had previous convictions and there were previous reports of him being abusive to women, and nobody knew about that. And Clare's parents felt that if she had have known, if they had known, she would have been more aware of what she was getting herself into in the relationship. So Clare's Law became a law that you can use in domestic abuse. And you basically, you apply for it, you go into a police station, so I want to make a Clare's Law application, and I've got a new partner, I want to make sure that he's not abusive to other women or hasn't been abusive to other women, and they will take your details, and then they will go back and research that person. Now, it's not just something that you can ask about and then talk to everybody else about. There's a lot of very, very strict rules around it. So if there is something that they feel it is in that woman's best interest to know, then they will call that woman in and they will tell her. They won't tell her anything else about that person's criminal record. All they will tell her is what is relevant to what they have asked for. So if they've got any convictions, they will tell them that, but they won't go into any specific detail. When the woman is called in, or when the person is called in to receive that information, she is advised to take an IDVA with her, an independent domestic violence advocate. I have done this many times, and that is to be able to support the woman just chances are if she's told something, she's going to be very upset. She's going to be very shocked, and she's not really going to know what to do, because deep down she probably hoped that there'd be nothing, and that there was no need for her to be worried anyway. And I have been to the disclosures with women before now that have women that have been on my freedom programs, actually, that have taken my advice and then met somebody else and asked for Clare's Law disclosure, that have actually found out and been told that their new partner is very abusive to women, and that is really, really difficult. If I'm going to a disclosure, I try to make it in the morning, try to make it with the police in the morning, and then I free myself up for the rest of that day so that I can be there to talk through anything the woman might want to discuss with me. Because the problem, I feel, lies with the fact that you have to sign, that woman has to sign a document saying that she will not speak to anyone else about what she is told. And that includes the perpetrator, that includes her partner. And that's really difficult, because if you're told that your new partner has been abusive to other women, and maybe they've said to you, oh, they never have, or you've told them about your own abusive experiences, and they've said, oh, I'd kill him if he did that to me, sort of thing. You would want to rip their head off, to be honest, wouldn't you? You would want to talk to them about it, and you can't, and that is really, really hard. And in my experience supporting women that have been told things like that, it is the hardest part, and you can actually be get into trouble with the police if you do disclose what you have been told. So it's all quite complex, but it is still a good thing to do, because it puts you in control, and from the get-go, which is far better really than knowing several years down the line. So I'm going to put something on my website in more detail about Clare's Law, and then I will circulate that once I've done it. And that is it really. So the last session of the Freedom Programme is spent talking about the warning signs and what we might see in the new partner, talking about Clare's Law application, how people can apply for that, and the benefits of it, and the perhaps disadvantages of it, and a celebration. So I don't know at this point when I will be running my next Freedom Programme, but as soon as I do know, I will be putting it on, and I hope that this series of short videos has helped you get a better understanding. If it hasn't, or if you would like to know more, then as usual, please contact me on www.sharonbryanconsultancy.com and email sharon@sharonbryanconsultancy.com, and on my usual Facebook page and Instagram and everything else that I'm on. And please share and ask people to like and share my YouTube channel, Sharon Bryan Consultancy, and I'll see you all really soon. Give me some ideas of what you would like me to talk about, and I'll be happy to talk about them. Okay, bye.